let me finish this Bill Maher dunk because he goes, well, don't you think he could be a Groyper?
But now I'm hearing he may have been part of that group for whom Charlie Kirk was not right-wing enough.
You mean the Groypers? Yes. I mean, so that would.
That you're sure he's not that?
I'm not sure that he's not that.
A minute ago you were sure what he was.
Hold on, Bill. Hold on. Okay, because I've been.
You were.
That's it. You just got fucking destroyed by Bill Maher of all people. Okay, by Billiard Jedediah Maher, dude. Come on. Anyway, here, let's look at the meme, the meme analysis of the casings and stuff. I'm gonna go pee real
Charlie
quick.
Kirk's life was engraved with a 12-year-old furry bashing meme. Notice his bulge, ooh woo, what's that? Which tells us an important thing. This assassination was a shitpost. That is the lens to analyze it through. Another of the casings references a video game, Helldivers 2, and a specific bomb that you could send on your enemies in the game with the command up, right, down, down, down. This command line sort of became a meme in image boards where it would be deployed to kind of represent, ending an argument, but almost more so as just like, if you know, you know. And that sort of signals the in-group there. Another of the 4 casings references Bella Ciao, which is an Italian anti-fascist anthem from the World War II era that has stuck around and remained very popular online. It's been used both in left and right-wing political contexts, and it's used in a lot of video games. And then the 4th and final shell casing was engraved with, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMAO. This was a shitpost. It was designed to be maximally disruptive and incomprehensible, cloaked in layer upon layer of irony so that nobody would know what he really meant unless they were our guy. This performs a kind of nihilism that plays really, really well on particular image boards and Discord servers where this guy spent most of his life. And I say most of his life because that furry meme is from 2013. He was 10 years old when it was first posted and became popular. He, like you and I, grew up alongside this part of the internet that trickled out through the other platforms that we went on and has actually informed and driven a lot of our politics. Half of the administration right now is content creators, and all of the guys who are wearing masks, going out on these deportation raids, the guys who are staffers of Republican members of Congress in these different executive departments, the guys who are 19 years old called in by Elon to doge things. These are all Reddit kids. These are all guys who were on 4chan in 2013, laughing at that furry meme. Now, the question everybody's asking is, was this kid a Groyper? And the question everybody's parents are asking is, what is a Groyper? So Groypers are the most extreme fringe of this kind of image board nihilistic culture that I'm talking about. They're led by Nick Fuentes, who is a content creator and a streamer, and they really are about transgressing any boundary that exists. They are like explicitly white nationalists, really bad, horrible people. The name Groyper originates from this variant of Pepe the Frog, which comes about in the late 2010s, and these guys adopt it as a kind of collective self-portrait.
Great breakdown, by the way.
They make it their profile picture, they make it their moniker. There was the Groyper War of 2019, in which Nick Fuentes and his people trolled Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA, showing up at these debate events and asking questions that would...
It feels embarrassing to know all of this, but I guess it's gotten to a point where you kind of have to know this stuff now because a lot of this extremely online shit is having an impact in the real world. I don't know how to describe it beyond I knew about all this shit. Most of you know about all this shit. I spent most of my political career talking about this stuff as well. And it's just crazy that I feel almost hypocritical telling you to be normal and not be so fucking online and consistently telling you that the bus driver test should be applied here. Can you describe the situation to a bus driver in 60 seconds in a convincing manner? And now I'm realizing we might need to explain all this to the bus driver. The bus driver test might not be that valuable or reliable any longer. Because I talk about Telegram quite a bit. I talk about Groyper's. Telegram is the newer version of this. It's even more decentralized, it's even more insane, it's even more nihilistic and more violent. And I've covered that stuff extensively as well, especially in the past month. But this is if you think the Groyper stuff basically is the end of this depravity, it's not. I would say you got Reddit, you got 4chan, you got 8chan, you got Groypers, and then you have the Terrorgram, which is even crazier than that, right? Like Order of Nine Angles and all those other different groups, right? So it gets, and the further you go down that rabbit hole, the darker things get, the more cultish things get, and the more violent things get. But it's wonderful that every child basically has access to this unlimited fresh hell of online radicalization and have basically grown up with this kind of shit.
Push Kirk to say things that were even more extreme than Kirk was already saying. So where Charlie Kirk took like one step toward these kind of white or Christian nationalist ideas, the Groypers took 2 steps. They demanded that he make the subtext text. One post people have been citing as proof of the Groyper hypothesis is this one from his mother's Facebook that shows...
Like, I don't think this is enough. I don't think this is enough to indicate that he's a Groyper. I'll be honest. And I said that to Jason Palladino as well. Fantastic reporter. Who was of the mind that this was like definitely a Groyper. I'm not so certain that this person was a Groyper or someone of the ideological left background at all, but let's continue.
As a meme for Halloween, it seems like the meme is Gopnik Pepe, which is a 4chan meme to my understanding, but I don't quite associate it with Poll, which is like the political board on 4chan that most people are talking about it. I see it more as like a K meme and sort of like a rare Pepe type thing. But again, like many Pepe or Groyper memes, the core of this is it's a lonely male figure in sort of an immiserated landscape looking sad. And that's part of the story I wish more people were talking about. What's driving our political violence isn't just polarization, where one side is getting more radical and kind of undermining democracy, nor is it algorithms, like some have said, that are like pickling the brains of young people. It is that feeling, which these Pepe memes represent, of you're always going to be alone, you're never going to have a future, and you're never going to have a voice. And that feeling, which is by no means rare or unusual in our society today, collides with a particular set of circumstances. This long entrenched nihilistic online tradition, the ready availability of firearms, and the increasing derangement of mainstream discourse, this ambient sense of like tension and volatility that exists in the air to produce stuff like this. And we're going to see more and more of it unless those root causes are addressed and unless we find a way to offer a better future to people.
So I do agree with the overall point, and I obviously talked about it as well.